Welcome back to Building Arkansas Lacrosse. Today's drill is called Cone Stick Work. First saw this drill on Inside Lacrosse created by Ryan Powell. We started using it as a warm-up drill to improve our stick work when we were very limited in our space in an indoor facility. But it's also something that we've done outside. So you're going to need 3, 4, or maybe 5 lines of about 10 cones, depending upon how many kids you have out on the field at once. We want to have 10 disc cones in a single file line, spread about 1 to 2 yards apart, depending upon which exercise we're going through. The cones are just a guideline. We don't want the kids looking at the ground while they're trying to execute these moves because we don't want them looking at the ground while they are playing a game. Okay, here's what it looks like on the field. Disregard the scale. Just spread it out a little bit so you can see. You've got a guy in front of the line with the ball. Guys in the back of the line, they have a ball. They're ready to go next. Again, sometimes a coach is going to have to blow a whistle to keep things even once they get inside of the cone line. So the idea behind this drill is to get as many touches as possible in as little amount of time. And we think about touches like soccer players do, touches on the ball. You want more touches on the ball at practice so you have better ball mastery in a game. Same thing with lacrosse. These next 3 slides are lists of the skills from the video and also a couple that we have added. They mostly go in order. You can just follow along with the video and figure out which ones that you want to do. Some are appropriate for older players, some are appropriate for younger players. I'm not going to explain each skill level because, again, I do feel like they're self-explanatory, but if you have a question, please leave that in the comments section. Ultimately, we're looking to find a way to get 100, 160, maybe even 200 touches inside of 10 minutes on the ball to improve their stick skills, improve their ball mastery. Yes, some of these things are very much stick tricks that you're not going to do in a game, but if you can execute them, that means you have a greater control over the ball and over your stick. This is something that we did twice a week during our small field winter sessions, and then maybe once a week at practice when we got outside. And without further ado, here is Ryan Powell showing off the majority of these skills inside of cone stick work.
And this 22-step program is weaving through. So as I go down the line here, I'm just weaving through. Okay? Okay? And then coming back, same thing. Okay, so that's step number 1. And you notice that you don't need a whole lot of room to be doing these drills. I'm doing this indoors here. I'm working on my speed, strength, and quickness. So the second step that I'm going to do is keeping my stick straight up and down in my body. Okay, that's really what I'm trying to accomplish in this drill. So when you have beginners, their sticks a lot of times all over the place. This is teaching soft hands. In a lacrosse game, are you ever going to go hopping through cones on one foot? No, you're not. But what I'm trying to get out of this, as I'm hopping through, my stick is remaining completely still. Soft hands. Okay? Keep your stick straight up and down. Okay, so step number 3 is working on changing hands. We're going to change hands over the top of each cone. So I'll hop over the top of the cone and then 2 times in between each cone. Okay, making sure you're changing hands over the top of each cone. Get up to that first one, change hands, 1, 2, change hands, 1, 2, change hands, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and then we're coming back doing the same thing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, common problem, younger players come up to that cone, spread their legs, get around the outside. Make sure you're over the top, you're changing hands, 1, 2, over the top. Okay, so this is a great drill that I love to do. I remember growing up as a kid, being on the couch with my brother Casey, sitting there watching a sporting event on TV. A commercial would come on. I'd pick up my stick from the couch and sit there and change hands as many times as I could, as quick as I could. All right, if you can do that, if you can become a better player of changing your hands, you're going to become a better player out there on the field. Think about how many times you change hands when you're out there on the lacrosse field. Split dodging, okay? A bad pass, you're calling for the ball here. The ball comes to this side. You've got to change hands and catch the ball on the other side. So the quicker I can become at changing my hands, the better and more effective player I'm going to be. So I come up to that first cone, 1, 2, 3, on to the next one, 1, 2, 3, on to the next one, 1, 2, 3, on to the next one, okay? And I'm in a nice athletic position over the top of each cone. Speed's not the key here. It's about being in an athletic position, and then we're really trying to change hands as quickly as we can. Okay, so this next one that we're going to do, this next step, all right, one-handed, I want to have that hand as low to the shaft, as low on the shaft as I possibly can. Okay, if you're a player that's just starting out, okay, grab the middle of the stick. But somebody that's been playing for a long time like myself, I'm grabbing all the way down to the end of the shaft. Okay, the secret here is get that stick head as low to the ground as you possibly can as we're shuffling through here, and we're going to make a little flip over each cone. All right. So what I'm doing there, hand-eye coordination, and I like getting it nice and low because that builds a little bit of forearm strength, which is obviously very important in lacrosse as well. Okay, nice athletic position, nice and low. I'm going to shuffle. I'm not crossing my feet. I'm going to get that ball in and out of my stick as quickly as possible each time I go. So it's here, okay, here, 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 bang. Okay, and you're obviously, you just did it right-handed. You're going to do that left-handed as well. So the next one that we're going to do is along the lines of that same step that we just did. Okay, now only instead of flipping it up and catching it, we're going to put two hands on our stick this time. We're going to flip it up, give a little bump off the sidewall on each cone as we're shuffling down through. You'd be amazed. I'm doing a class here in Portland, and the first time that we did this class, the first of the 7-week sessions that we're doing, okay, the guys really struggled on this one. Now they'll go through and really do a great job of this. So it's an amazing turnaround. Once again, great drill working on your hand-eye coordination. Okay, so it's here. Okay, obviously stay under control. This kind of goes in progression. We just did the little flip over each cone, then we did a little sidewall bump off each one. Okay, now I'm going to come through and I'm going to give a little bump off my shaft and catch the ball. Okay, guys that are just starting out, we go nice and controlled, under control here. Once again, right, we got plenty of stuff that can work on our athletic ability and our footwork here. This is really for your hand-eye coordination, so make sure you're staying under control and you're getting a little bump off your shaft each time down. Okay. Okay, so the next one that we're going to do, I'm going to keep the stick in my right hand the whole time on this drill. Once I get down to the other end, I'll come back using my other hand, dropping in on the cone on the other side. Okay, this one, once again, very important, keeping that stick straight up and down to your body, making sure that it's protected the whole time. Get up to this first cone, right, and then we're going to go quick feet, get around it, and explode up to the next one. So it's here, okay, and you notice my stick straight up and down to my body, and I'm staying off these cones, trying to get around them as quick as possible. That'll help your quickness and your explosion. Okay, guys, so this next one that I'm working on here is hand-eye coordination, forearm strength, making sure the ball's coming in and out, all right, and also changing hands. So as I come up on this first cone, I'm going to flip it here. Now I'm coming up to this next cone. Flip it there. Okay, each time I'm coming all the way down. Okay, and then obviously you try to get going faster and faster as you get these drills down. The next step that I'm going to do right now is backpedaling through the cones. All right, very important, becoming a good athlete. You got good form and you can backpedal quickly. All right, what I'm working on here, changing hands each time I go through. Okay, obviously very important in a lot of these drills that we do on the cones. Okay, and making sure that I'm weaving through and staying off the cones the whole time. So as I'm doing this, I got to be kind of peeking out of the corner of my eye and making sure I'm seeing my way through the weave here. Okay. So on this next one, a lot of times in the game of lacrosse, me being an attackman, midfielder will dodge. I'm going to call for the ball and be open. After I catch that ball, I'm going to survey the field and see if there's anybody that's open. All right. Meanwhile, I'll shuffle a little bit and maybe change hands. But the point is that you've got your head up and you're seeing the field the whole time. So right now, I'm going to go down right-handed. I'll shuffle through and weave through the cones, keeping my head up the whole time, right? And then you get a coach up front. Have him hold out a number, maybe 2, 1, 5, okay? And as I'm going down through, I'm calling out those numbers that I see. So we're making sure that we're keeping our head up and seeing the field the whole time. All right? So it's like this. 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Then we'd obviously come back using our left hand.
5, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4.
Okay, so this next drill that we're going to do really works on our face dodging, okay? Keeping it in your same hand and bringing it across your face, making sure that it's protected the whole time. So I'm going to come up to this first cone. I want to sell that I'm going this direction. Now I come across with the stick. And then I go up to the next one. I do the same thing. Sell it, sell it, sell it, okay? And I'm coming straight ahead. So on this drill, you can have the cones close in, like I have them here right now, okay? Or we could do them nice and spread out, so you get 3 or 4 steps in between each one. Okay, that's personal preference, or change it up each time you do these drills. Okay, this next one that we're going to do is working on our split dodge. We've talked about changing hands and how much emphasis that we put on that. Perfect example and a good time to use it is on a split dodge. So we're pretending that these cones right now are defenders. So I come up to this first one, sell that I'm going that way, come across. Sell it, come across, come across, come across, okay? And it's nice and quick. Okay, so this one that we're working on now is, we did the face dodge, we did the split dodge, now we're going to do the roll dodge, okay? And very much under control here, and this is a lot for younger players here, just working on your technique. So as I come up to this first cone, sticks in my left hand, I want to plant with my right foot, now swing all the way around, okay? And then I skip a cone, I'll come up to this next cone, it's in my right hand, now I want to plant with my left, right? And now I'm swinging all the way around. All right, so I want to make sure that I'm really doing a good job of staying on a straight line. And the secret is of doing that, all right, is make sure we swing that leg. Okay, so it's here all the way around. And now I maintain that straight line. Okay, common problem doing this drill with younger players. Okay, they'll come up here, plant. Now they don't swing all the way. Okay, and now they're coming all the way out here to balance themselves when they should be over here on the cones. So if you can swing that leg all the way around, you're guaranteed to stay on a straight line and have a more effective roll dodge. Okay, this one, once again, we're not really working on our speed right now. Okay, more just good form on our ground balls. So I'm going to get up to that first cone, I'm going to drop it, ball, release. Okay, change hands, put it out in front of me, ball, release. Same thing, ball, release. Okay, drop it down, ball, release. Last one, ball, release. Okay, so great for younger players, okay? But like I said, all these drills, whether you're just starting out to play the game or you've been playing for a long time, they're going to help you. Next one, great drill for all lacrosse players. Okay, if I had to pick a position out there on the field where you're really going to use this, it'd probably be on the wing on a face-off. Okay, you're lined up on the line and you're getting ready to explode and get into that center X just as quick as you can to pick up a ground ball, hopefully, if your face-off guy got the ball out. Okay? So on this one, although we got our stick involved in it, it's more about your feet and your explosion. So as I get up to this first cone, now I'm going to back pedal. And I change hands. So if I'm going right-handed going forward, I go lefty going back. And then once I got through going this way on this drill, I would turn around and go left-handed going forward, right-handed when I'm back pedaling. Okay? So it's like this. Get here. Okay? Now on to the next one. Back to the first cone. On to the next one. Back to the second cone. Okay? Real quick. Notice how I'm changing hands each time and I'm keeping it up in this general box area here. Okay? Definitely a hand-eye drill coming up. Guys that are just starting out, be nice and under control. Okay? It's more about the hand-eye than anything here. Okay? Although I'm going to shuffle, it's going to be really under control. I get up to that first cone, little flip on that side, little flip on the other side. Okay, you noticed how I've been doing this drill for a long time. I got to reach out there and grab that ball. Okay, so the ball's going to hit off that sidewall a little bit differently each time, but that's why we're working on our hand-eye coordination here. Okay, little flip, flip, flip. Okay, you notice that I'm not going overly fast here. Okay, but I'm getting a little bump on each sidewall here. Once again, like all these drills, you can have your cones in tight, like I got them right now, or you can have them nice and spread out. The more spread out I got, probably the quicker of a shuffle I'll get going there. Okay, when doing these drills, obviously, it's hard work and takes some time to do them. So this is just a little one that I throw in here for fun. Okay, obviously you're not going to be out there in the lacrosse field cradling upside down. All right, but in this drill right now, just to have some fun with it, all right, I'm going to weave through. I'm keeping the ball on my stick, right, and I'm just going to run through, weave through the cones, okay, cradling upside down. I went this way, right-handed, I'll go back the other hand. Okay, so this next one, okay, I'm going to work on my shuffle. I'm going to flip the ball, okay, and this way I'll go down right-handed, coming back I'd go left-handed, okay. I'm doing that same drill that I did earlier, okay, with the flip, but now I got to turn and make that flip there, okay. So it looks like this, all right. Okay guys, so this next one that I'm going to be doing, I love this drill. Okay, we're changing hands as we jump over each cone, and we're going to have 2 hops in between each cone. All right. So as I come up to this first one, I'm going to hop over.